Okay, let's talk about basic trigonometry. And what we're going to do is apply some trigonometry to figure out how tall this tree is right here. So that is the name of the game in this particular problem. So let's take a look at this information. So from 300 feet away from the base of the tree, the trunk of the tree, if we go out 300 feet, and let's say we were laying on the ground and we looked up from the ground all the way to the top of the tree, and let's say we had some sort of instrument and we can get that angle. That angle is 25 degrees. And again, you're 300 feet away from the trunk of the tree, and it's 25 degrees looking up from the ground to the top of the tree. That's enough information for you to figure out the height of the tree. Of course, you're going to need to know some trigonometry, and this is an outstanding basic level, what we call right angle trigonometry problem. So if you think you could do this, go ahead and pause the video. It'll take you about, maybe a minute to do. You're going to need a calculator, so don't feel bad about using a calculator because you're definitely going to need one. But it's not that difficult of a problem. And if you have never really seen trigonometry in action, stick around because you'll see just how powerful this is. Because if you think about it, if I wanted to find the height of a tree or a building, I mean, what's my choices here? I mean, am I going to climb up this tree, then like stand on top of the tree, then maybe drop down a tape measure to the ground? Well, that would be quite dangerous. And you would also need a very long tape measure. So that's not practical, right? So we're going to need to know, use other techniques like math to help us solve problems. So all those students out there saying, when are we going to use this stuff? Well, listen, math has a tremendous amount of practical application. So we're going to get to this problem in just one second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. I'm going to leave a link to my math help program in the description of this video. But if you're struggling with mathematics, it doesn't have to be that way. I've been teaching math for decades, and I've really refined the art of teaching math in a super clear and understandable way. So, really in language that students like and understand. So if you're at the middle school, high school, or college level, I can definitely help you out with your respective math courses. Now, if you're preparing for some sort of test that has a math section on it, I'm talking about things like the GED or SAT. I have a huge catalog of test prep courses that can help you prepare and pass those exams. If you homeschool, you absolutely must check out my homeschool math courses. And if you need some math notes, I'm going to leave links to my math notes in the description of this video. Okay, so let's get to this problem. And here is essentially what's going on, right? So 300 feet away from the ground, you can use some sort of instrument to get this angle. So this angle right here with the ground looking up to the peak of the tree is 25 degrees. And what we want to do in a particular word problem like this is distill this down into a right triangle. So we're going to assume that the tree is not like this. It's not off on some sort of angle that happens to be perfectly, perpendicular to the ground. So that's going to form a right angle right there, i.e. 90 degrees. So we kind of have to make that assumption. So we're going to draw this and we're going to basically make a little triangle problem that reflects what's going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. And here it is. So again, 300 feet from the base of the tree, this part of the triangle, this leg of the triangle represents the height of the tree. We'll give that a variable x, but this is what we're looking for, okay? All right, so we have 300 feet, 25 degrees. We don't know this, and we're looking for this. So I'm looking for this amount, okay, this x variable. I have this information, so I have this, and I have this angle. So let's talk about basic trigonometry. So when you're studying trigonometry, you learn this crazy phrase right here. And this phrase has been around forever, I mean, like decades. I'm pretty sure your grandparents have learned this phrase. It's called SOHCAHTOA. And we're going to be using these buttons on your calculator: sine, cosine, and tangent. Now, in this particular problem, we're going to be using the tangent button, but they basically all work very a similar way. So this is basic trigonometry. So if you ever wondered what those buttons were on your calculator, we're going to see exactly why they're important right now. So let's talk about real quick as an introduction to trigonometry. Let's talk about a triangle like so. Okay, I'm just going to reconstruct this triangle right there. And here's our 25 degrees. Now this side right here, here's our angle, 25 degrees. This side right here, we call this the opposite side. Okay, so here's 25 degrees. This is the opposite side. This side of the triangle is what we call the adjacent side because it's right next to the actual angle. And then this longest part, this leg right here, is called the hypotenuse. So when you're dealing with the right triangle, the longest leg is always the hypotenuse. And then if I look at the angle, this side over here is going to be the opposite side. And then this side right there is going to be, let me give this a different color here, the adjacent side. So this is the adjacent, this is the opposite, and this is the hypotenuse. So let's talk a little bit more about this SOHCAHTOA. So this is a little phrase that helps us remind us what the sine, cosine, and tangent are equal to. We call this trigonometric ratios. So the sine of an angle, okay, sine x, is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, so in this particular, if I had all these legs, I had this opposite side and opposite, and I divided that, that would be the sine of that angle. Okay, the cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, okay? And then the tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. So when you're doing a problem like this, you have to see what information we have because we have some choices. We can use the sine, cosine, or tangent, or we're going to try to use them. But oftentimes you have to pick the one trigonometric ratio that you have available. Okay, so what do I want? Well, I want this length. I need this information x, and I have the adjacent side. So I have the O and I have the A, or I want the O, I have the A. So which one of these trigonometric ratios has both O and A involved? You guessed it, it's the tangent. Okay, so the tangent is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So this is the one we want. Okay, we don't want the ones that have dealing with the hypotenuse. I'm not interested in this. I'm interested in this length. Okay, so that's how you select the correct trigonometric ratio. So now let's go ahead and take this a step further. Okay, so now that we know that we want to use the tangent, again, the opposite over the adjacent. So that's what the tangent is, the tangent of this angle. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So the tangent of this angle is the O over the A. So let's go ahead and write this out. So the tangent of 25 degrees is the opposite. What is the opposite? Well, I don't know what the opposite is. It's x. Okay, that's the O over the adjacent. The adjacent is this length right there, 300. Okay, so tangent 25 degrees, and remember it is degrees. And in your calculator, you have two things. You have degree mode and you have something called RAD. By default, your calculator will always be in degree mode, but if you happen to be messing around with the mode in your calculator, you could accidentally switch your calculator to radians. Make sure it's in degree mode or you will get this problem wrong, and students do get problems wrong because they are messing around with their calculator and it's not in degree mode. Okay, so make sure you see that DEG and you'll actually be able to get this right. Okay, so we have tangent of 25 degrees. Well, let's make this into a fraction, and now this becomes a simple proportion. So how do I solve for x? Super easy. Of course, I'm assuming you know some basic algebra. We can just do the cross product, okay? So x times 1 is x is going to be equal to 300 times the tangent of 25 degrees. So I go into my lovely scientific calculator. I go tangent 25 degrees times 300, and you're going to get something on the order of 139.89. Okay, so the height of our tree is approximately 139.89 feet. That is the answer. Okay, so did you get that right? Did you know this? Well, if that is the case, I must give you a nice little happy face with a good old 1984 flat top haircut and an A+. Nice job. Okay. But if you didn't get this right because you didn't know this stuff, well, then the whole idea was to introduce you to some basic trigonometry and show you how powerful trigonometry is. Okay. So instead of you climbing tall trees or buildings and trying to figure out the height, well, as long as you have a calculator, you can do so much with trigonometry. And this is the basics of trigonometry. We call this right angle trigonometry, and something you absolutely are going to see. And typically, this is taught in like geometry courses. You start learning this before you even get into a formal course of study in trigonometry, more advanced trigonometry, and that's typically like in a pre-calculus course. So yes, you will be facing this if you are in like a high school level mathematics. All right, so if this little video helps you out, go ahead and help me out by smashing that like button and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, have over 1,000 plus math videos, basic math to advanced math, calculus, and everything in between. So please take advantage of all the content I've made. But just remember, my best math help will be within my math help program. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.